Hello, Palm Beach Gardens. I'm here with Mark Fuller, renowned sculpture artist, and we're going to talk about his latest creation in the city of Palm Beach Gardens, Celestial Nexus. Mark, can you tell us a little about your background and what drew you to sculpture as a medium?
Oh, good question. First of all, I was very creative as a child, and I used to take things apart all the time and get in trouble with my parents for it, because oftentimes when I put them back together, there was something left over. But I would often take and make things from those parts. But actually, my background is graphic and industrial design. Whereas I designed signage programs and information systems, which is basically an architect for three-dimensional objects. So I had my own firm, with people on staff, and an opportunity came around to enter a sculpture competition. I did, and I won. And I had so much fun doing that, and it was just personally rewarding to be able to express my creativity in a new way, that I ultimately pursued those types of projects for competitions, and I began winning them more than losing them, which was great. So, but I had worked in New York as an industrial designer for a very famous guy, and where I really learned more about materials and shape, form, and function. So when I pursued sculptural projects, I mean, when people hear sculpture, they think of chiseling in stone or modeling things, whereas my work is more related to like street furniture or built objects rather than sculpted things. So that is what got me going into sculpture or public art.
And what would you say inspires your work in general, especially here in Palm Beach Gardens, because there are so many iconic pieces that you've designed for our public art?
I don't know if there's anything in general. What I do with my projects is when a client asks me to do a sculpture for them, what I do is I do some research into the client, into the property, to find out if there's anything historical or meaningful there that I could base a sculpture on, because they don't tell me what they want for sculpture, and if they did, I wouldn't want to do that.
Right.
Like on this particular project, the inspiration came from the tenant of this building here, that this public art was designed to accommodate these people here. And that is Northrop Grumman, which is an aerospace company. And so that is the direction, that was the inspiration for this piece here.
So can you walk us through what maybe a typical process would be like for you, or for this piece of work, for example? Where do you start, and from concept to installation, walk us through it.
Oh, that's good. Well, when I learned that it was Northrop Grumman as the tenant, I'm a big fan of space stuff. From the time I was, again, little, you know, I loved Fireball XL5 and Space Angel and those things. But if you know who Northrop Grumman is, they design satellites and propulsion systems and things. And they were the prime contractor for the James Webb Space Telescope, which was an incredible breakthrough in science and technology, and such a complicated machine, if you will. So I wanted this sculpture to relate to space and that space industry. So the idea of having a satellite was in mind. So using that as a basis, looking into satellites and space machines, if you will, they all utilize stainless steel, and you know, it's very typical. So leaning back towards my love for space as a kid, I wanted something that looks like it's flying through the air kind of thing. And I wanted people to wonder, what is this thing? And for them maybe to have a visual clue that it might be a satellite of some sort. So that's kind of how I ended up with this object here. It's a little more complicated than that, but if you look at the forms of it, there's these 4 vertical and then 4 horizontal crescents, if you will. And by nature of just arcing them, it starts animating it and putting a little motion into it, and tilting it back makes it, again, orients it more towards the heavens. So that's kind of how I get here, but I get a vision of, this would be kind of neat, and there we go. There you go.
So the name Celestial Nexus, what does that mean to you?
It means literally what this is. Celestial means the sky or outer space. And the nexus is the connecting or linking of one or more objects to another. So visually, these fins, if you will, these crescents, are all linked together, and they're all linked to the main object in the middle. But the nexus also is the relationship of this to the property user, Northrop Grumman, the linking of all of it to space and technology. And yeah, it's just like one big picture. It links it all together.
Okay, next we're going to talk about Palm Beach Gardens, because I don't even know how many pieces you have in the city. A lot.
I have a lot.
Yeah.
I also have places in other places. I have art in all 4 corners of the country, in multiple other cities in Florida. What it means to me, I mean, I'm very fortunate. Knock on wood. Most artists can't survive doing Omaha. It's a tough thing to make a living on. So, number one, it has to be a passion for number one to want to do it. Then number two, it has to be run as a business, not just a hobby. For me, I'm flattered that so many property owners and developers here have come to me for their art. I don't solicit art. I enter competitions every now and then. I used to do it all the time, but now I don't. I don't need to, because the clients call me, ask me to do a project for them, and I'm flattered, and again, very fortunate. And I encourage other artists to enter into the public art market, because we need a variety. But I love Palm Beach Gardens. I've been in Florida for a very long time, and watched the city grow and expand. And the idea that they have a commitment to public art is a wonderful thing. I mean, it's basically, if you want to do a project in our city, you need to get back to the city something, that will motivate people or inspire people in other ways. And that's where the art funds in. It's a great program.